Yo, welcome back to Raquel Las Vegas. Yes, it's Friday. Let's talk about it. I'm so happy it's Friday right now. It's not even funny. Side note also, if you're out on the roads in Vegas today, please be careful because people are super crazy driving today. Like, literally, we just ran to UPS and there was two cars that were just weaving in and out of traffic like as if they were the only people on the road. I don't even understand. But side note, jumping back on topic. Hi, how are you? What's going on? Okay, so male mental health. Again, we're just going there. We're jumping into it. I'm not going to spend 3 hours trying to like build you up for it. I told you this yesterday. So let's go. I have definitely decided that this is definitely going to be broken up into several different videos because, like I said before, I'm getting a lot of really good feedback, actually. So how we're going to start it off is by talking about it a little bit today. This is going to be a very short, quick version, like intro, I guess, to it. So male mental health is grossly untalked about. And can I just tell you that I called myself looking it up on Google because our generation, you look at Google for everything, right? Google has all the answers. Google is your mother now. Gary V. Watch it. He's hilarious, but he's serious. He's real. Moving on. But it literally, when I looked up the phrase leading cause of male mental illness, do you know that it states even clearly there that it says, well, women tend to be more subjected to anxiety and depression and things of that nature, whereas men, because they don't talk about their problems, don't, and they're more likely to be alcoholics or substance abusers. That's it. So it gave a clear, discriminatory, in my opinion, description of, are you genuinely saying to me that men don't feel anxiety or depression? I'm sorry. Like, if you want to look at a suicide statistic, well, not saying that only men commit suicide because clearly that's not the case, but majority tend to be men. Now, I get that men do not have what is considered to be, because I have to be very careful how I'm wording this, because I don't want it to sound like I'm talking about one trait versus the other, or one characteristic versus the other. But masculinity and femininity tend to get cross-wired with identifying with masculinity only pertaining to men, and femininity, only pertaining to women. Okay, well, no. A feminine characteristic is that we genuinely talk more, we have that nurturing factor, all these different things that cause us to talk about problems and all those different issues that come up, in girl talk conversation. And men generally don't. Did it ever occur to you that it's because society makes them feel uncomfortable to do so? Because when men do, they get called being a female. They get called being too girly or too weak of a man by speaking about the very problems that are causes of mental health issues. See what I'm saying? It's again where society is kind of making that divide where it shouldn't be. If I was the type to be quiet, that doesn't make me more manly because I'm being quiet. That just means I'm being quiet. Like, having masculine traits or characteristics rather doesn't necessarily mean that it makes you more of a man or more of a woman, whichever trait or characteristic it is that you fall into. So that automatically pissed me off when I read it, obviously, naturally. I mean, if it doesn't piss you off, then you probably don't apply to anything or don't care about anything that I'm talking about right now. But literally, I think that one of the other big causes, and ladies, I'm sorry, look, yes, we all got to stick together, but that also means taking responsibility for what's right and wrong. And I feel like women in this society, especially here in Vegas, just only because I live here in Las Vegas, so I'm speaking for people I know a lot of. Women in this society really, really contribute to this by saying that, oh, I don't want my man crying because that makes him look weak, or, oh, well, he's too busy trying to, what's the word that's used? He's too busy running his mouth, which I hate hearing that phrase, but he's too busy trying to get all up in my business. Like, first of all, most women are trying to find a man that actually gives some form of curiosity or care for them, so obviously they're going to be in your business to some degree, so that's already ridiculous anyway. But it's almost like if men do the correct things to be open with any female, whether it be their significant other, their friends, or whoever, they get looked at as lesser than because that's considered a feminine characteristic. Why are we deeming that a bad thing? If a man needs to cry, why does that make him lesser of a man? If a man is going through something and wants to talk to somebody about it, why is that a problem? Why is it like, oh, well, you're a guy, you can just get over it. You just don't worry about it. Just man up. Like, why is that a thing? Why is nobody else worried about why that's a thing? Like, everybody is, and again, this is going back to women because obviously I'm a female, so I can relate because I've been this person before I took the time to ask the very question I'm going to ask. Women want somebody to cater to their feelings 24/7. You get mad if your man's not caring about your feelings. Okay, well, have you ever stopped to care about his feelings? Have you ever stopped to ask him, you know what? I'm going through something, but what's going on with you today? Like, how can I help you today? Have you ever stopped to try and think about doing that? Ever? I don't know too many people that do. All I ever hear is the woman trying to blame or dictate how their man's feelings work. Like, that's... Sorry, let me breathe. Because when I say it irritates me on a whole nother level, like, y'all don't even understand. Like, the level of disconnect in relationships with male versus female, because everybody is dictating it to the point where they don't see how those characteristics can be within every single person is, I mean, it's, like, what, just, what, I mean, really, is this what we're doing now? Is this what we do these days? Like, oh, well, if you're not gonna, how do I put this? If you're not going to be self-aware of your actions that contribute to this, or your actions that even don't contribute to this, but you see this and it's so, again, untapped as far as a conversation, that even some of the, like, biggest names out there that talk about these things identify it the same way. Like, y'all don't think that's a problem? Y'all don't see that as an issue? Like, I'm sorry, I see that as a tremendous issue. That's a huge issue. Ladies, we gotta stop pretending like having a man that talks to you is a bad thing. I don't know where things got screwed up in our generation, especially our generation. Like, if you're between the ages of, say, like 22 to like 32, we're just gonna give it like a 10-year gap here. As far as the people within my circle that I know, y'all gonna have to do better. Y'all gonna have to get it together. And men, some of y'all fall subject to it too. Like, some men, because they've been conditioned I don't want to say taught, it's literally conditioned to not speak their feelings and keep getting told to man up. Some of y'all got a lot of stuff inside you that you don't even realize is part of the reason why you act the way that you do or get treated the way that you do in a lot of situations. And again, this pertains to relationships, work life, home life, all that stuff. Like, if y'all aren't aware of it, and camera froze. But yeah, this behavior, this way of life has to stop. Y'all gotta start opening up for sure. And I'm not saying you have to open up to everybody that you talk to, but find somebody you trust enough that you can open up to, that you feel like is gonna give you some really solid sound advice. I don't mean somebody that acts just like you, because they're probably just as unaware. And like I was saying before, it's not your fault that you're unaware of your lack of communication, because women are guilty of this too. Like, communication is a very big problem in, I'd say like upwards of 75% of relationships. But that's an opinion, that's not like a statistic. But I mean, y'all gotta start feeling more comfortable to get that stuff out, because all it's gonna do is build up in you and get worse. And same goes for women. Like, ladies, y'all gotta start making it okay, making them feel comfortable to talk to you. A lot of men will not talk to their women simply because of how they feel like their woman's gonna react, because they don't feel comfortable based on how their personality is. And they don't want their woman sitting there like, oh, well, he's weak, he cries, he does this, that, and the third. Like, suddenly he's less of a man. It has to stop. Simple, plain put, it has to stop. Now, excuse me, every time I talk to y'all, like, Jesus, we're gonna have to get that fixed too. But anyway, that's just not even the tip of the iceberg on this subject. That's just what we're talking about today. So over this weekend, I'm actually gonna have a few of my friends, my husband's friends. I'm gonna actually film with them and let them talk to you about their personal experiences with this, because it's so insane to me, because I feel like it's common sense. I feel like it. You don't have to agree with me, but I personally feel like most of this stuff is common sense, and it's just not applied because society makes you feel like, or your friends make you feel like, etc. We're about to kill all that noise, okay? So, that being said, I'm gonna stop here, because I can literally talk about this for like 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks. I don't know. I could talk about this for a long time. But I'm gonna actually bring some of these masculine voices, and I might even bring in some females that I know are guilty of this, but I gotta find ones that are willing to, cop to it, willing to own up to the fact that they're contributing to the simple fact that we cause a lot of these issues too. But anyway, if you haven't chimed in on this subject, please do so. And if you want to be a part of the next video I'm gonna do, let me know. Over this weekend, that's what I'm gonna do. Today's Friday. Today's what, the 10th? So yeah, probably I may film over the weekend, like, for you guys. I may not. I'm not gonna commit to it, but for sure Monday you'll have something. So if you haven't chimed in, tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you think about what I just said. Tell me what you've, like I said, gone through, experienced, seen, whatever it is. Let me know. Put it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you in our next segment. This is going to be a segment, because I can already see this is going to be like 3 or 4 videos long with all the different aspects of this topic. But nonetheless, love you, and remember what I said yesterday: inspire one person, empower one person. Repeat that process once a day, every day, and I will see you next time.